You're really talking about the experience you go through as a candidate. Like we all think as organizations about what's the kind of experience we're creating for our clients. And McKinsey even did a whole big study and it showed the most profitable companies were the ones where the biggest differentiator was the experience of the customer. But you had a thought on the importance of the experience of the candidate. Is this another area where HR plays a tremendous role of organizing all those touch points? We talked about customer journeys and things like that, but there's an experience or a candidate journey. And there's got to be
Right.
somebody that's thinking about that entire experience and helping manage and coordinate it. Is that one of the big things that you value from working with a good HR talent person?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at that overall journey, and I want the best talent on my team. Okay? So that HR person and that talent acquisition partner is my left hook for that conversation, for lack of better words. But I do need them to manage the process. So I need to have confidence that they are going to excel throughout that candidate journey. And what I mean by that is when that role gets approved by FP&A and I am getting ready to post it and I've created the requirements and the job description and all of that, there is a connection point with the talent acquisition partner where we interview, get the basics or the background for that role, and then they go do their process, but I continuously have communication that tells me where we are with that process, how many candidates we have in the pipeline, where the overall interviews sit, to getting the candidates themselves interviewed. They have continuous communication on what's as appropriate, on where they are throughout their candidate journey. And then throughout my hiring journey, I have continuous communication, but we also have scheduled debriefs to discuss the candidates, and it is manageable, right? So, from a candidate journey perspective, I don't, coming from an empathetic position, it shouldn't take 100 interviews and 2 years to get through an interview process. I understand selection is important, but at the same time, we have to be cognizant of the other side. But at the same time, we wanna make sure that our internal aspects are ready to onboard that resource, and I think HR has a tremendous role to play in ensuring that overall candidate experience and the hiring manager experiences is as best as can be expected.
There was a story talking exactly about what you're talking about. CHRO said one of the biggest gaps in this candidate experience is when you make somebody an offer, right? The hire manager's like, we made the offer, got accepted, they're starting in 3 weeks, on to the next thing. Covered, right? And now there's this 3 week gap where they've given notice at their old job. Their old job is maybe potentially trying to keep them. They're getting zero communication from us, the company that just hired them. And they're thinking,
Mhm.
is it still on? This is like one of the most important parts that we don't think about, right? It's almost like the customer journey. It doesn't end with a sale, right? It keeps going on. So I love your thinking about the entire experience and how important it makes. And if we really put a little bit of thought towards it, we can probably be leaps and bounds better than any of our competitors. And it becomes a part of that culture of taking care of us before we've even started on day one. Everything is part of that experience.
Yeah. I think one of the challenges that I've seen, thank you for raising that. I would love to see more from HR organizations in that post offer acceptance portion of the candidate journey,
Yeah.
right? So, to your point, the candidate has given their 2 weeks' notice. They're wrapping up at their other job. They may still be trying to be retained. And then there's no communication from the new place that they're going to. There's their start date. And then it's on the hiring manager of, okay, this is what our onboarding plan is or mentor or what have you. But that connective tissue, I think, is an area that I would love to see that partnership strengthen in.